Vishu, we've been on a really fascinating journey to understand, according to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, the meaning of the highest level of consciousness possible in a human being, or asampragya samadhi, right? The highest level of consciousness. And until now, we've covered up to Sutra number 22. So we've understood what is this highest level of consciousness and how to reach there using an intellectual path, using mind control and using all the steps required to have this mind control to get to this level of consciousness. And now from Sutra number 23 onward, we start to understand an alternative path. Patanjali will describe another way to reach this level of consciousness if this process of using your mind intellectually is not accessible. Maybe it's a process that's not accessible for everybody. Right. If we can just start, please, with Sutra number 23 and understand what is it called and what does it mean exactly.
Right. So 23 Sutra is saying Ishwar Pranidhanadva. There is a word Ishwara Pranidhanadva. Pranidhanadva means surrendering. Dva means or by. Patanjali is mentioning or by surrendering to Ishwara.
Yes.
There is a path just of the path of surrendering to Ishwara, yes, which leads you towards this asampragyat samadhi, which we are defining as success of a yogi.
Yes.
So yogi can be succeed just by surrendering to Ishvara. The word Ishvara is often used by the people as a god. People say God is Ishvara.
Yes.
But here also we need to understand that Patanjali next sutra will define what Ishvara meanings, what it means by Ishvara. When Patanjali is saying we need to surrender ourselves to Ishvara, we will see in 24th Sutra. But before we enter in 24th Sutra, we should, I guess, talk about surrendering. What surrendering means.
Yes.
Where it has the importance in our life. Why it is important. If we look the previous Sutra, the path that Patanjali have given, the path which is a path of trust, valor, and memory, means facing your past. This path is more, the previous path which Patanjali discussed is more about conditionings that we got from the past life.
Yes.
How to face the conditionings, what we have, and becoming free from them.
Yes.
But it is not easy for everybody.
Right.
There are people those cannot have this quality to trust. They cannot have quality to, face the past.
Yes.
Face the conditioning. Patanjali is saying, if you will just surrender yourself, if you will become nobody, like you lose all the desire to win. You don't have to win anything. You surrender completely.
Yes.
In this surrendering, a great thing takes place, a great energy takes place, which will liberate you.
Yes.
But you have to surrender it to Ishvara. That is important. Surrender to God, not surrendering to anything else.
Yes.
Just to God. God, I'm saying a word God because people refer Ishvara to God. Well, we will see what Ishvara is. I personally believe that surrendering is important in every path, because without surrendering, if I'm not able to surrender, right, then I will be keeping an image. Because if we go into it, what we surrender, what we are surrendering, we're surrendering nothing but an image, ego.
Yes.
There is nothing to surrender. We don't have anything but ego. So we surrender our ego. We say, I am nobody. I'm surrendering myself. I'm giving too much importance to something else. For an example, in a relationship, I surrender myself for somebody. Means what I'm surrendering? My ego.
Yes.
I am not keeping my self-image that I am somebody who's much better than you, who understands the life better than you, who knows more than you. Not like this. Not keeping. Because on the path of yoga, what happens when people follow the path of yoga? They get extraordinary energies, knowledge. So in this case, one identify themselves with this knowledge.
Yes.
Creates an image about themselves that, okay, I'm a yogi. I know better than others. My focus is much better than others.
Yeah.
My health is much better than others. So we create a image which is always in comparison, which we talk.
Yes.
And this image becomes the biggest barrier on the path of success. So to get success, surrendering is important. Patanjali is saying, somebody can just achieve it just by surrendering,
Wow.
because what we surrender is our ego.
Yes.
So it is also a path. If you go into the history of yoga, there is a one type of yoga, we call it bhakti yoga.
Yes.
Bhakti yoga is same, the path of devotion. Devotion is nothing but a surrendering. So it is a path of bhakti yoga, we can say in another words.
Right.
Path of surrendering. Through bhakti, we can reach.
Right.
To whom we see, there is a very interesting thing. To whom we surrender ourselves, we become that.
Yes.
If I surrender myself, for an example, to a tree, I completely surrender myself to a tree, so my soul enters in that tree.
Yes.
I become that. Right? Soul means my whole consciousness. I become completely aware about that. I become that tree. So that's why Patanjali is saying, because our real nature, who we are actually, is nothing but Ishvara. We are God. We are ultimate.
Yeah.
So we have to surrender ourselves to ultimate, to Ishvara. Surrendering is a big thing.
So what we're talking about through the process of surrendering, once again, whether we're surrendering to the image of the creator, which we will understand now what that is in Sutra 24. So either you are surrendering to a creator or you're going through an internal process of surrender. But in each case, what we're surrendering is our ego, right?
Ego.
Our sense of self, which,
Yes.
to recap, that sense of self is what separates me from you, from anything else, because I have a self image versus a universal image, a universal consciousness. And it's from this ego that what you can call any evil or any maybe negative traits or bad things like anger, hatred, jealousy, these qualities come from your ego. So ultimately what we're talking about is eradicating these qualities in order to get the highest level of consciousness.
Yes, quite right. Quite right. Because as you said, the negative things, there are only two ways, negative and positive. If we see in this way, if I am somebody who is living a life of self-fulfillment, I want something from you,
Yes.
from another, from nature, from people, from place. If I'm more like ego, like centering, like I self-centeredness
Yes.
is there.
Yes.
I want to fulfill myself. That we can say negative in the path of yoga, because in this way of fulfilling, there will be this all emotions, as you mentioned, anger, hate,
yes.
fear, sadness, all that will be there.
Right.
And the path we are talking about, the path that we're talking about, surrendering, there is not a single thing that we expecting from another. We only giving too much respect to the another.
Yes.
I'm surrendering myself. So this image, which is all the time self-centered, self-fulfilling, we are killing this image, we can say, in a way.
Yes.
Because this image is based on only self-fulfillment. So we are not doing an act of self-fulfillment. We totally surrender ourselves to somebody.
Yes.
Not to somebody, but to Ishvara.
Right. So instead of having this mentality that I'm asking God or the creator for things I want from the creator, the mentality and from your heart, you realize that you are here to serve the creator, not the creator to give you. You have to give to existence.
Right. As you said, people these days, people go to temple, and they go to temple and they all the time they're wanting, they're asking, give me this, give me that, give me a job, make my family healthy, make me rich or something. But this is not bhakti yoga.
Yes.
This is not going to reach anywhere. This is not a prayer, because there could not be a prayer where you demand. Prayer become full of demands. Prayer have got nothing to do with demand. Prayer is actually when you are just surrendering to that entity. So that is what the sutra is about. If now the question comes, what is Ishvara? The answer of the question is in 24th sutra. I just Klesha karma vipakashaya praprast purusha vishesha Ishvara. So in this sutra, he is saying Ishvara is one who is free from Kalesha, who is free from Kalesha, karma vipaka means the fruit of the actions, the entity which is free from afflictions, pains, kleshas. Klesha means pain.
Yes.
And the entity which is free from fruits of acts, and who is free from karma, who's untouched by the entity which is untouched by the actions and their reactions
Yes.
and desires. That entity is saying is Ishvara. Purusha Vishesha. Purusha Vishesha means special consciousness, untouched by afflictions, acts, their traces, and the fruits. So here we see Patanjali is defining God, which is a very special soul to whom we are going to surrender,
Yes.
is that entity, the entity which is free from all type of actions and reactions, desire of fruits or any desire.
Yes.
If it could be a human being, if it is a human being, we can surrender ourselves to that human being. It could be a soul in many form. It could be a tree. Here I remember a statement of Jesus that you watch these flowers of lily, how pure they are. Do you see the purity of these flowers? They look so happy, so free, because they don't demand anything from anybody. They don't desire anything. They're free from desire. They're free from cravings. So they are just simply in this existence, making this beautiful environment.
Yes.
We need to become like these flowers. It is the same thing. Like they are free from it. So surrender yourself to them. You can surrender to tree. Look at the rivers. Look at the nature, planets.
Yes.
Whole existence is free from that.
Yes.
So if you ask me personally,
human beings are the only ones who are not free from
human beings and animals as well, because animals also are into this trap of desire, wanting, fulfilling.
Yes.
Also less than human beings for sure, animals. So if you have this kind of entity, if you find somewhere, just surrender yourself.